What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. How y'all feeling?
What's happening? I'm cooling.
Still humping.
Okay. I'll leave that one alone. Not still humping. Dre Day, how you feeling today? How's your hump day going?
I'm good. Same old, chilling, relax. You know.
He said, he got his hair out, y'all. He brushed his hair.
Nah,
He got the different. He got the shades on. He got the button down. Okay.
All right, baby.
We see you, Dre Day. He got the curls curling. They popping.
This ain't nothing right here. This ain't
popping.
nothing. This
Say it
ain't
again.
nothing right here. This ain't nothing right here.
Some light. Just a little something for the people.
Yeah, this shirt probably like 10 years old.
Okay, so also he's saying that he's letting y'all know that this is what light work looks like. When he really get into it, he really get into it. That's what it is? Is that what you're trying to tell the people?
Yeah.
All right.
Some little light pressure, nothing.
Light work. A little light work.
Is that
Brother D, how you feeling?
I'm great. I was trying to find out if that was the East St. Laurent shirt that that Dre got on.
Nah. I ain't got your budget.
No, bro. I got kids. It's different these days.
I ain't got your budget.
I'm sorry. But hello, Kaj. I'm so sorry. I didn't interrupt you in your introduction. Oh, yeah.
No.
I'm finna grab this order though. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Go sign them autographs, baby. Go sign them autographs.
Right.
Okay.
We'll get that order and come on back. All right, y'all. Put the number up, all right? Because I want to hear from y'all today. I want to hear from y'all. There'll be a lot of opinions in this chat coming through. Mm-hmm. So y'all better call in. You better call in and say what you got to say. All right? All right now. Do not be shy because we don't bite. Well, do we bite? No.
Yeah.
We don't bite. We're gonna
They tell me to be good, but then when they get on, they provoke me. So you know what I mean.
How do they provoke you by biting?
Because I've got something smart to say. So if you say, I'm gonna have something smart to say, but I'm gonna remain.
Well, look, I don't know.
I'm gonna remain Canada.
Oh, okay. You keeping it neutral, keeping it cute.
There you go, girl. Giddy up.
Giddy up. Do. All right, you guys. I'm actually really tired, but we're gonna do this live. We're gonna do it.
Yeah,
we're gonna start right in FIBA. We're gonna start in FIBA because Caitlin Clark was announced the MVP for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. And honestly speaking, I was a little bit confused. Because I watched all the games. If you guys were here tuned in with us, we watched it. All the games. We were here live streaming the whole entire game. So when they announced that she was MVP, I was like, what is it based off of? Because they had, the fan vote, and I think it was Paige who was the first, and then I think Angel was second, and then Caitlin Clark was third. So It wasn't by the fan vote. Maybe it was a combination of fan votes, and then maybe the coaches, maybe it was a coaches thing. I don't know how much say or power the coaches had in terms of, who they, wanted to be MVP or what. But I didn't get it. If I'm being completely honest, although she did lead the team in assists, for me the most consistent one who showed up every single game the same exact way, game in and game out, to me was Ryan Howard. So for me, if I have to be honest, I think she should have got MVP. And I love me some Angel, but I do feel like Ryan Howard was the most consistent one throughout all the games. So for me, I was like, what are we doing? What did you think, though?
Well, I mean, instantly, when because you notified me, Kaj is my sports source, and I was, I was very shocked. We were talking about it yesterday. I'll get into that faster later. If you go that long, but the first thing I really thought was, here we go again, and I'm looking at her and I'm saying, well, they said, well, I think she had the most points, correct?
Yeah, so she scored the most. Well, she was the most efficient in terms of her scoring.
Okay,
and I was like, how is that possible? Because I watched, there was a couple of games where she was good, and then with like two, I would say it was 2 games where she was struggling and 2 games that she was good. So I'm just like, if that's the case, like, how was she the most efficient? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm
Like I
sorry.
said, but go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead. I was
Okay, no,
responding to what you
well, they said they also had her log as the most minutes. So, what gets me is that I said, well, she's the most efficient. Well, she was in the game more, and I think that what happens is sometimes we see this happen time and time again. You know, um, I have to. We see how they kind of manipulate the whole situation. Now, I have
Mhm.
made our comments in the past saying, hey, you know, if the ball goes in the basket, the ball goes in the basket. That's what it is. But
Mhm.
we're talking about most valuable. And since the U.S. like averaged maybe like 35 more points than all their opponents, you know, throughout
Mhm.
like an average of 35 or more.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
it was just like complete domination. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I'm saying like, so how do we really determine value if a majority of the games she came off, you know, some of the games she came off the bench, and we
Mhm.
did see that some of her teammates had less turnovers. We also seen the fact that they were they were more like they was almost equally efficient in their scoring, and if we really factored it out, how do you justify more minutes, but they say she shot more, but they were in
Mhm.
less time and had
Mhm.
just as much points. And the only thing I can really think of is not only nepotism, but basically is we're feeding into some things that we see in everyday life. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna leave it there for now. I'm just gonna let this progress a little bit before I really say what I want to say. Pretty much.
Dre, what do you think about it? Can you pull the stats also for FIBA World Cup?
That's what I'm
Mhm.
doing right now. That's why I wasn't talking.
All right. In the
But
meantime, what do you think about Caitlin Clark being MVP? Does she have your vote?
no, but I don't know I don't know what they going off of. But y'all go ahead right quick. Let me grab this
We
right
did already. We asking you.
quick. I can't focus because I'm over here looking at the websites trying to find the stats. But Kaja want me to find the stats and talk.
Multitasking.
But
Mhm.
I mean, if did she have the most points? I guess that's the
Do you
reason.
agree with the decision? Do you think that she was
No, I
MVP?
don't. I can see if she had the most points, I understand, but I think they just gave it to her because she Caitlin Clark. That's what it was to me. It could have been Ryan Howard or somebody else, in my opinion. I got it. That's what I'm saying. I got to look at the stats and see what's going on.
I hate when
But
people, not you, I'm just saying in general, like even NFL, NBA, I hate when people go by stats. Like MVP is not just a stat award for me. It is the
Exactly.
most valuable player. You know, like that's not just that's more to it than just like how many touchdowns you scored. You know, like how if you're leading the whole NBA in points, it's like how do you make others around you better? Like in turnovers. I look at like how you interact with your coaches, how you interact with your teammates. Like to me, there's so much that goes into it. And even aside from that, with these FIBA games, because they were the margin was so wide, I honestly really can't tell. If I'm being completely honest, if I had to choose somebody, I would go with Howard because she was the most consistent, no matter who the coach was, no matter who the opponent was. So for me, she would have had my vote, if I had a vote. But if I'm being
well,
completely honest, I'm like, how do you really determine who was the most valuable when they was so far ahead of all the competition? Like they didn't
Mhm.
really run into like too much, turbulence. Like there was no rocky waters to really see who was gonna like lead the team down from a 10-point deficit or a 20-point deficit or
that's
something.
why
You
I'm
know what I
saying I
mean?
need to look at the
So,
stats because
but
everybody didn't
no,
play the same amount of minutes and so on. So
yeah,
you
they
go
didn't need to go. So I'm saying that's why I really can't. If I'm being completely honest, I'm like, oh, she was the most valuable. She was the most valuable. You know what I mean? If I'm just going without my eye test, I'm going for who was the most consistent in all the games, all four games. And for me, that was Howard.
well,
What you want to say,
Well,
brother D?
Ryan Howard not even
well,
on none of
I'm
the
sorry. Go
lists
ahead.
that they rate. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, you good. Yeah.
I added the thing. I added the little thing they go off. I'm assuming.
You know, here's the problem. Here's the real problem. And we already discussed this when we was going on. Everybody always want to call me batshit crazy. Um, and I tell some folks, I say, listen, it's very dangerous what's going on because basically when you see things plainly happen to you, I say always just say what you see. Don't talk
Mhm.
about let's be fair. Fair is what gets us to work when we get on the bus. Okay. If we look at if you look at and say, hey, well, what do you see? What I see is
that's a different kind of fair. Go ahead.
no, but what I'm saying is that it's the same thing that's going on by you allowing and us not standing up and saying what's wrong and not and sometimes we get a little racism or calling things out weary, but I don't know why we don't. Our great president don't get tired of calling out things that are and we have no problem with it, right? So when I see this, I said to you plain, I think we were texting to Kai, I said if this happen, I said when these things happen, I said this pre-adventure, you will see them rob people of their status, you'll rob people of their money, and you'll rob people of their marketability on TV. We have seen ESPN time and time again, FS1, all of them, NBC, all of them line up with this narrative. And when I tell people, when you decide to be afraid to say really what is, then you are no good. You're just another part of the cog. So now we see what's going on. Now we're going to see how she's going to earn more money by doing less than everyone else doing more. And see, that's just the problem. That's why we always have to stand up. And that's why when I look at her, I say, she's garbage because she, why? With the one hand to the side, always dribbling up the right-hand side, always need people assistance. We see people like Enrique. We see so many players. Asia Wilson, who has dominated consistently, continually, winning championships, winning MVPs. And she comes along and we accept mediocrity. And when you're really ready to stand up, that's when change comes. Until then, you are part of the problem. That's what I have to say right now.
And if we going by stats,
what do you think about? I'm sorry. What do you think about in terms of stats? About her, because she has 21.2 minutes, and Paige and I saw Paige and Kelsey had a 20.4 or something like that. It's not really that far off, but so if we're being technical, she did lead in minutes. In terms of stats, Dre, do you think she should have got this award? Just going by stats?
No, from what I'm looking at now, it probably could have been De'Erica Hamby if we're just going off what I see in front of me. De'Erica Hamby is second in point, whatever this efficiency, 13.6. I don't know how they add that up. And then she's second in rebounding, so she's already in two categories. Who else? Kelsey Plum is in two categories, but it don't make sense. I don't know what they're going off of. That's
actually
what I'm
saying. I see Kelsey Plum in three of these.
But she at third. She third with the efficiency though. De'Erica is number 2, and De'Erica is number 2 in rebounding.
No, I know that. I'm looking at the common denominator. I'm seeing her in all three.
She is in all three. So you got a point there.
Erica have more rebounds than Angel.
But she 3. She third in all of those. So I'm giving it to somebody at least 1 or 2, and then De'Erica Hamby got multiple, even though I don't like her. But
look, I mean,
you got Kaylin leading in assists too, so it is what it is. I don't know. I think they was just going.
She's she's a true point guard, So I expected her or Chelsea Gray, because they look to pass the ball more than anything. I expected them to both. Excuse me. You go ahead.
It seemed like they played her more on purpose too. Like she, when the second coach came in, she would get a head start before the other players. That's in like her same tier, but it is what it is.
Okay, so
what do you mean is what it? Hold on, buddy. Hold on. What do you mean is what it is?
I'm saying basically it's Caitlin Clark. That's what she's gonna have favoritism because she only scored in one game but played the most minutes.
We listening? Go ahead.
That was my point. I was just saying it don't make sense. But go ahead.
All right, brother, you go.
Okay. Yesterday I was selling these. I'm selling them again. They're called Brother D cards. I said people should buy them. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm always being a jackbutt because it's good to be a jackbutt. Because when people, what they say with Acho and them, Acho and they say if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah,
You
play
know,
against win stupid prizes. Yeah.
yeah, you play, and we keep playing this game with this young lady, and we just keep seeing, like, we keep expecting a different outcome. And so here she comes again. She's and they're telling us, okay, and which she has done, like, oh well, she was efficient here and here and there, and we actually sit there and mess with the numbers. When we watch the game, we all know what what happened. So let's look at
You
the
think
fact
that they cheated the numbers to favor her?
No. In other words, they took her and said, okay, you guys brought up the fact, like, well, she did have the most points, right?
She did the most assists. And I think scoring efficiency, she was number 1, number 2, something like that.
Okay. Let's look at it like that. Let's look at the game and say, when did she gather her assists? Were they up 40? Were they already up 40 points? Were they up? See, these are the things we have to look at. What were they up when she started to gather her assists? A lot of times.
That first game that she came in, the very, very first game, she came off the bench.
That was her best game.
That was her best game, yeah. And she came right in, and she was handing out the ball. She didn't really, she didn't look to score as much. She came right in and she did pass the ball. If I'm being completely fair, if I'm being honest. I mean, when she was in the game, I did see her look to pass the ball more times than not.
Okay, but see how you see how. But that's really not a part of the equation when we look at assists. You said she looked to pass the ball.
And sometimes it made sure something didn't. You know what I mean? Like an assist comes when you pass the ball, but you got to put the ball in the hoop. Otherwise, not an assist.
Let me finish my point. You know, I'm old. Sometimes it goes. I have to spit it out quickly. So this is what I'm saying. We said, oh, she looks to pass the ball. Everybody looks to pass the ball. So that's
everybody's not. Okay. No, they don't.
we can clearly see that everyone has passed the ball either once, but between 3 or 5 times in this series. Okay, so everybody has looked to pass the ball. So what are we really looking at? And I said it before, and I say it again. When did she gather these assists? We looking at one game ago. So we're saying her first game she did great. Okay, her first game she did great, but okay, after that, remember we're talking about a whole how many games they play? 5 or 8? How many games did they play? Come on, I'm sorry, my mind is racing.
About 4 or 5.
All right, 5 games. So we play 5 games, and you are willing to say, but on that first game, but what was she doing after that? The team was already up.
I think that was her best game.
See, but how can you honestly say you're the most valuable because you came in and you had this many assists. You had more assists than these other people, okay? And it's sort of like this. Let me just I end it here. I end it here. You've been married for 10 years. 10 years, mm-hmm. right?
Mm-hmm.
Your husband is or a spouse, I should say, whoever, is worth $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, and you get a job in year 10, year 9 or 10. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you get a contract for, let's say, $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the most valuable player in that sense, in that situation? The person who's been carrying your black ass all those years. So we just can't arbitrarily take one thing and go, but here, the team was already up. A lot of things, see, they put her in and they let her stat pad and they go through the roof, and then we go, hey, as if to say, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be where we are. Because that's what MVP means. It means that I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for this person. The team was already coasting. So why do we even play with these stats and all these we play these little games, we acquiesce. Don't play the games. You got to chop people's head off right where they stand. I'm talking about, figuratively from a sports standpoint. But once we do that, that's why I'm like I am. That's why I'm cutthroat. Because when you play silly games, you'll get their silly prizes, and they'll give her MVP every time.
Well, if she didn't get it, somebody was going to get it. That's the first thing. And if we're being honest,
it's not the question.
I was quiet while you were talking. Let me finish. Thank you. So what I'm saying is somebody was going to get MVP regardless, whether it was her, Angel, Paige, Kelsey. The fact of the matter is that the team is more talented. Period. They're more talented than everybody they played. So the score was going to keep going up regardless. But they were going to keep playing. They weren't going to. They didn't throw in the towel. I mean,
Keep making my
they didn't
point.
throw in
Go
the
ahead.
towel in the first quarter. So the game was still going to go up anyway. The score was still going to go up. So that I can't hold that against her or anybody else on that team because the score was going to keep going up anyway because the talent was so far apart. So I can't say, oh well, what was the score when she was assistant, because when she came off the bench, I think in that first game, Dre, was she in that second? Was she in the second group? When she came in that
Uh,
first game, I'm not even sure.
I
But I
think
know
she
that
was in the second group.
because the score wasn't, it was a little bit ahead in that first game, but it wasn't like a 30-40 point differential when she got in at that point. You know what I mean? The game was still kind of sort of within the possibility of them making a comeback. At that point when she first came in that first game. The second game, I will give her credit for acknowledging the fact that her shots were not landing that second game. She was having a really really rough shooting game in that second game. And I saw her as she recognized that her shots weren't landing, and she just started to just pass the ball, to create shots for everybody else. A lot of shots in that second game as a whole, Team USA to me didn't play well. You know what I mean? So everybody's missing shots. You know what I mean? But I'm just we're talking about her because she's MVP, so I'm sticking to her for the topic. And I'm not going to go other people. I'm sticking to her just for argument's sake because we're talking about her, just so we all know.
Sure.
But I can't. And even like a second game, there were times where she was wide open for a shot and they didn't pass her the ball. And I think she probably could have made some of those shots. They didn't pass her the ball. But nevertheless, I can't take her assist away from her because of the score. Whether they were up 20, 30, 10 to 15, like they still had to finish the game out. So I can't. It is what it is as far as that goes. I don't think that I would have given her MVP. I said that already. For me, if I had to choose one, it would have been Howard as the most consistent in every single game. But that's just me. I always say MVP is not just a stat award. That's how I personally feel about it. But I'm not voting. Dre, are you quiet? Dude? What's going on?
And I'm looking at these stats. This is the first game: 21 points, 5 rebounds, 25 efficiency. But Caitlin still led with efficiency at this in this game, which is weird. But we got to see how they calculate that.
Without the stats, I'm asking you how you feel. We could read the stats easy.
I know, but I just don't know. I just think they just gave it to her because Caitlin Clark, to be honest. Like I said, from what I saw, I like Ryan Howard, but Ryan Howard's more consistent with just scoring. So if you're doing multiple things, I can understand the other stuff. If you're getting assists and scoring, you outweigh the other person automatically. So
what about Howard playing defense though?
They never really count defense in anything. So I don't know what these the FIBA does with this stats and all this the way they scoring it. It's like they wanted her to win. To me, to be honest, I would have picked probably Ryan Howard. That's my pick.
Okay, so we're in agreement. Y'all in the chat, because I see some of y'all in this chat. Y'all awfully quiet. Y'all was talking a lot the past few days. Y'all quiet today. What's going on with y'all? Except Bruce. What's up, Bruce? I said hi to you already if you heard me. Bruce, who would you have chosen for MVP? You guys in the chat, who y'all would have chose for MVP? Drop in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. Do not be shy, y'all, because we can't see y'all. Brother D, you want to add on to something?
Huh? No, y'all go. No, I'm good. Go. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, that always irritates me. Like I know me and you were going back and forth about SGA today. I'm like, I'm not giving him MVP because of his scoring. Half of his points come from the free throw line. That's the first thing. I look at when his team is out. Can your team still win? Yes, they are capable of still winning as long as they have J-Dub and Chet. They gotta have them. I'm not saying they can't just have nothing but backups. But the team is still winning. I look at a lot of different things. Is my point for me, even in football. When I think of MVP, that's why that year, I think when I first met you, and I said I think Josh Allen, to me, he earned that MVP. Everybody said, oh no, he got it because he was white. I got tired of giving Lamar the MVP and so on and so on. I'm like, don't take away Josh's accomplishments because of the whole like racial thing. Josh earned that MVP the year that he got it. He broke records, so did Lamar. He had less weapons than Lamar. He absolutely did, and he still beat him, when it counted in the playoffs, or those regular season award. So for me, like I said, I look at a lot of different things. I hate when we just go by stats. Oh, well, she had the most points, he had the most touchdowns. I'm like, what else? Who else is he doing it with? Who else is she doing it with? All those things make a difference to me. But like I said, as far as Team USA goes, I couldn't really see who was the most valuable, because they all were just miles above the freaking talent, in these games. They had no competition at all, really. So you couldn't really see like how they look, even from a coaching standpoint. I couldn't really see differences in the coaching in certain situations, because every single game they were leading.
And if you played the most minutes, you should be the MVP, because you had the most opportunity.
People will say go by minutes though, but she was 21.4. Paige is 20.4. We're talking about like a difference of a minute. Like I'm not gonna even count that.
That's still a lot. 2 minutes.
A minute is not a lot. That's not a lot.
In basketball time, it is.
Not in these games. It wasn't 60 seconds. No, I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, you played the most minutes, and it's like, oh well, how much did somebody else play? Oh, they played 20.4. Well, how much she played? 21.2. It's like, okay, but now we're going by seconds.
It does matter. Angel played 84 minutes.
I'm talking about the minutes
matter.
The top three. That's what I'm talking about. Right now, I'm looking at Caitlin, Kelsey, and Paige. I'm not going by people all the way at the bottom of the list. These women owe us for the trash they put in the court. Take over like 6 different channels. Oh my. Tell us how you really feel.
I didn't understand that. What do you mean by 6 different channels?
The second game was the worst game to me for Team USA. The rest of the games, it was all right. Like I said, it wasn't much competition. So,
yeah.
That, like I said, if you guys were here and we were on live, I was like, oh my goodness, is this game over yet? Because they're winning by like 40, 50 points. So, like, what we doing?
If you get the most shot attempts, it is what it is.
You keep saying this. What does that mean? Like, what are you saying?
that's a term. It is what it is.
I know, but on the live though, we're talking about this, so I don't know what you mean. You say this is what it is. She put the most shot. So what are you saying? Like,
go ahead, brother D.
Oh well, what was your question? I was about to say something different. But what was your question, Kaj? I'm so sorry.
No, it wasn't for you. Jay was talking about.
She was talking to me. I keep saying it is what it is.
Put up. And it is what it is. I'm like, so what does that mean? Like, I know what it is means, you know what I mean? Like in the context of it, but how does it pertain to Caitlin Clark? So are you saying that she put the most shots up? Okay, so it is what it is. Like that's like, I mean,
what I'm basically saying is they was gonna give it to her anyway. So that's basically what I'm saying. It is what it is. That's basically what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. How I look at it. If I can put it what I was about to say. Basically, yesterday we had a question that came up, and the question was basically, we were talking about how Angel Reese went to LSU, and how was it Angel who did this? I mean, how much accountability does she have? How much and we came up with I came up with my decision. Someone else came up with their decision. But here's the problem when it comes to Caitlin Clark, when we talk about decisions coming up and this particular situation. We say, well, that's what they wanted. Well, this is how you change things. There's no way in hell, if I'm playing on that team, if I'm Angel Reese, if I'm I can't even, if I'm Gray, I don't care who, Copper, if I would sit there and say, well, like, okay, I understand. This is how it goes. This is how it is. I mean, and I look at Caitlin Clark, and she sits there and she's silent. Silence is being complicit. You can't be complicit in these matters. You can't be in the middle of negotiations and be vocal on over here, but silent over here. Either you're going to stand up and say what you have to say, or you're going to always be crushed. So when I see Caitlin being quiet, all she's doing is trying to gain something for nothing. We all know that she's not better than 90% of those girls who was on that team. Mm-hmm. We know that, and we would sit here and we're playing games as if it's okay. No, it's not okay. And that's why I keep telling Black folks, stop being cowards. Stop being afraid, because the longer you're afraid, the more money is going to be taken from you, the more they're going to take your property and everything away from you. We're seeing it with the girls right now.
Are we talking about her MVP?
We're talking about
society.
Now. I am talking about it because hey, look,
I'm asking.
You're asking my opinion, and I'm giving you my opinion. This is my opinion.
Stop actually what you're talking about, so I understand what you're saying.
I'm talking about why things like this happen and why we're in this president, and we're saying, hey, why does she get this? Why does the NBA, why does the WNBA vote this way? Why do they let things like this happen? Because when they want somebody to look like a certain...
We gotta call her in. We gotta call her, y'all. I'll let you finish this up real quick. Go ahead.
Okay. So when they want somebody to look like that, to be the best, that's what they do. Mm-hmm. That's why I always bring up Ronda Rousey. They want her to be the best. And when Layla Ali told you, she said, I'm going to get some... If she fights a boxer, she's going to get knocked out. She gets knocked out. Where's she at today? She's in wrestling. What is wrestling? Wrestling is a cartoon sport. Even though they really can fight, it's a cartoon sport. So when we see that, but what we do, we have the propensity to still go back and eat from the same bowl that we've been eating from.
I hate to rush you, but we have
no. I would just load it. Go ahead. It's cool. I don't
really watch. I never really watch.
You know what I mean?
Ronda got a boxing match coming up on Netflix.
Good for her. Hello. Can y'all hear the phone call?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear Bruce?
Tell him to say something.
Put $10 more on that, Bruce. We can't hear you.
He's talking right now. Can y'all hear him?
It's very low.
I'm trying to turn the volume up. All right, say it again, Bruce.
Can you guys hear me now?
Can y'all hear Bruce?
I can hear you, but it's just low.
I put the volume all the way up. All right.
Can you guys hear me? Is it better now? Or should I call again?
Is it better now?
Just tell him go ahead. Just go ahead.
Go ahead, Bruce. Because I can hear you.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm good. What's happening with you?
I'm good, babe.
Yes, I see that you guys are very excited talking about the MVP.
Yeah.
I think Clark got the MVP for promotion, for advertising, but I don't think she was the MVP, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think she was probably the playmaker, but I don't think she gets the MVP. And when you look at how many turnovers she has, and I think two other players on the team could have been MVP.
Who?
Because she's the biggest name, they wanted to grab the headline, so they give her the MVP.
Who are the two players you think could have got MVP?
Paige could be MVP. I think 1 hour.
Okay. I could agree with that. I definitely said Howard. Me and Dre said Howard. This is the first time I'm hearing Bruce talk. I know Bruce had an accent, y'all. First time.
Yeah, I'm from the Caribbean. I'm Haitian.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were? I know you were Haitian.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. We always see you guys in the chat, so it's so different, like hearing you guys actually talk. You know what I mean? I never heard Bruce talk before, so I didn't know what I thought. I didn't know what I expected when you called in. But anything else you want to add?
Really? Yeah. I'm always respectful. I'm gonna be respectful.
All right, you guys. So thank you so much, Bruce, for calling in. I appreciate it.
Thank you. No problem. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
All right, Bruce. Nice meeting you, sir. God bless, man.
All right, be cool, fam.
All right, so I don't know if y'all heard Bruce, but Bruce was saying that, he thinks that, if y'all didn't hear it, I'm just paraphrasing, he felt like Caitlin Clark got it because obviously she's the biggest name on a roster, on headlines, things of that nature. He felt like either Paige or Ryan Howard could have gotten the award as well.
Yeah.
Read this. T3&D at Dre Styles. Do you expect a lot of big names to move in WNBA free agency with all unrestricted free agents? We'll get there in a second, you guys. The Caitlin Clark effect is real. Only took 5 games, and the owner said we can't miss out on this. She's been in WNBA. Like, what do you mean, Reese? Like, She's not. She's not new. It's not. It's like, what do you mean? That everybody know that she's money. Like no one has ever said that Caitlin Clark, does not have a strong fan base. That that she doesn't equate to dollars. Like we can see, that this people are coming to the games to watch her. We see the jersey sales. Like we can see that. So we already know that. That's something that we don't know already.
This is how do
go to a different topic.
Okay.
Go ahead. Final thoughts? Because I don't want to stay on this for like 2 hours. Go ahead, brother. Your final thought on this?
Oh, I thought you said we were moving on. Okay. No, I was just saying, like, how do we keep you know what? Go on. My train of thought just went. I'm sorry. It really did. I'm not. It really did.
Bruce said, "Here we go again. Lying for Clark is not going to make her look better. We have eyes too."
Yeah.
Dre, your final thought?
My quote of the day with this MVP. It is what it is. You know how this stuff goes.
Damn. Oh God, I can't. We can't. All right.
Reese said, "Reminder, Jay." Reese said, "Reminder, Jay-Z. I think I had to give y'all a reminder. MVP from the bench. She wasn't on the bench, y'all. Like, stop. She didn't start. She started in one of the games, but she very much still played. Only person who didn't get a chance to play that much was Ray Burrell. Everybody else, they had no decent amount of share time. In one of the games, I think Kiki didn't really play too tough. That first game, I think that Nate took over as the coach. But outside of that, for the most part, everybody got a chance. Everybody got a chance to play. No one really needed to play like 30, 40 minutes a game or whatever, because the game was it wasn't even close. All right, y'all. We're gonna move on from this topic.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that free agency question.
Yeah, we can jump in there right now. So when we talk after we get this, we can talk about the free agency. All right, y'all. They reached a new deal. They reached a new deal. Hold on. One last comment from T3&D. These people not real basketball fans, WA fans. They just get in chats and make comments about CC and Angel. Yeah, I realize that people don't really necessarily watch all the games. They just watch certain players, and they have a very one-track mind. Who they like. You know what I mean? And I get it. We all got fans, people that we're fans of, I guess. Don't even have to pay them attention. They don't know anything about women's hoops. Reese is a basketball fan, though. I don't know why he be glazing Caitlin Clark like that, though. But Reese knows basketball. All right, y'all. I'm going to pull this up. This is the new... All right, y'all. So they didn't really give a lot of specific details. They kind of gave a very vague outline of it. From what I saw online a little while ago. I guess we'll know more as the days come on. But right now, new salary cap is going to start at $7 million, up from $1.5 million. Average revenue share of nearly 20% across the deal. Supermax is going to start at $1.4 million. The average salary range is going to be now $600K. Minimum of above $300K. They wanted them to be, I think, around 150 to 200,000. I know you guys, a couple days ago, actually, I had posted Natasha Cloud talking about it. She was like, 200K is a no-no, especially living in New York. That's not going to do nothing for us. I want to know what was said about the housing, because that was something she brought up, in her argument, one of the concerns she had. And then they also were talking about revenue share, exactly how much they were getting per jersey. I think the jersey's $100, and Sophie Cunningham said they get 98, and the players only get $2. So I want to know what those little details are. And right now they haven't released it. But what do you guys think about this so far? Starting with you, Brother D.
Well, I was looking at a lot of their numbers, and one of the big questions that came up across social media was basically, they said, well, how are they going to pay for this now? Where's this financials going to generate? The same places that it generates for from the other basketball leagues. They already have a contract signed, so they already have finances in place. That's why they were sitting there trying to negotiate the CBA. So so when I see it, I think I'm gonna say it's fair because they negotiated it. If they feel like it's fair, I know that everyone don't always see eye to eye when there's a vote involved. It's always a percentage. But if they think that is fair and that's what their leaders think, that's where I'm gonna stand with it as for now. Yep.
What about you, Dre?
I think it's good because some of the players earlier was trying to agree to less than this, so it's a win. So they making Asia finna make 1.4. She getting it immediately. So it's a drastic change. So I wouldn't be complaining if I was them. And they agreed to it, so they got to be happy.
Actually, two of the higher paid players that people probably wouldn't necessarily think are the higher paid players are Wnba Cba New. She was already making six figures. Marina Mabry is someone else who already made six figures, and Jackie Young as well. I think everybody
Yeah.
probably didn't realize that they were probably like in the top tier in terms of how much money they make. But those are three examples. So their check should be going up like the Jeffersons. I don't. When it comes to this deal, because it's so vague right now. I mean, like, and to Bruce's point, to Brother D's point, the ladies agreed on it, so I'm gonna assume that the majority was okay with it. I'm just wondering what the little details are. For me, revenue share was a big one. There's no way that you should be getting $98 off of and giving the players $2 for jersey sales. Like, that is crazy to me. I know the NBA, I think, is 50-50. You know what I mean? Like, you get 50, they get 50. And I'm not saying this should be like the NBA because the NBA obviously brings in a lot more money. But, I mean, 70-30. I mean, 60-40. Like, there's no reason why it should be $2 and you keep it 98. That's just, like, ridiculous to me. So when I'm looking, I'm excited to hear about all the other details that went into it. But I will say I'm excited because now the draft can proceed next month, I believe on the 13th, and then training camp is going to be on the 19th, and I think the preseason games start the 25th. The way they do their draft every single year, it's like they draft like the next, they have like 1 week of like practice, and then they go right into like their preseason games. That to me needs to be fixed. I don't know if they spoke about that in the deal. I want to know if they got the roster spots they were looking for, because a lot of times the new players that come in, they don't really have a chance to prove themselves. They have like such a small window, and then they come in and they get cut because they don't really have that many roster spots. So I wonder if they also extended that, or they wanted more than what they already currently have. So
Some
I hope that also was something that was included in here. I don't see it in this outline right now, but I hope that was something they also included for the players.
Didn't they? Go ahead.
Go ahead. You're fine.
I was going to ask. Didn't they vote on not having 15 roster spots last year? Somebody voted.
No, that was something they wanted in this new deal. I don't know if they got it though.
The players that I looked up said they didn't want it. Like Rachel Banham, she didn't want 15 roster spots because her spot was gonna get taken. But I thought they didn't want it.
That's not. I'm not. From what I read, when they were talking still negotiations, that was still on the table. Okay. I don't know what came of it. But that was the last time I checked. That was on the table. And I think it's fair because you draft these young players who are talented, who come out of college, and then you'll give them a chance to really show you what they can do. You cut them right away. So it's like, because you keep a lot of the vets. So hopefully, they have extended some more roster spots, because it's a really exciting time for women's sports in general. Are more exciting now than they have been in the past. Basketball growing up. So, at a time right now, you really want to capitalize. I also hope the marketing we were going in about the marketing during the season, me and you, Brother D. I really hope that the marketing will be a lot different this upcoming season. They'll do some different things, because, the way they've been going about it, they're missing the mark, man. They're missing the mark. Such an exciting time. They got to do better.
But, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying they need to let me market. I was joking. Go ahead.
You let somebody market.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm gonna read these comments. Lily, you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
All right. So these comments. Reese said, "Undeserved coin of Clark's name while they hate her, demons." So we're saying that Asia Wilson, all the players that have been there, that have been busting their behind, even the players that came before them, you know what I mean? The people that paved the way, we got to go back, like 20 years. Like they also are part of the reason why the game is where it is today, right? So what they put into it, the Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie, and so on and so forth, like they're undeserved as well. Like there's a lot of things that led up to where they are right now. So we're saying Nafisa Collier is not someone who deserve more. Asia Wilson, none of these players deserve more. Everybody's just off of Caitlin Clark's name. Come on now, Reese. You know better. I think it's a win for us fans. Glad a compromise was made. I hope the product gets better, but WNBA has to promote it too. Yep, we're just talking about marketing. Nasir, what's up? Trade me to Dallas. No state income tax. Bruce said, I just heard that the Ace is going to sign Asia to a Supermax as soon as possible. That makes perfect sense.
Right.
These women should be proud of themselves because it took the men decades to get a salary that was close to what they want to be paid. Bruce, teams that have money going to be building super teams because there are a lot of unrestricted free agents such as Kelsey Plum, Fisa Collier, Skylar Diggin, and a lot of great players. I don't think Kelsey's gonna go anywhere because she just got to LA. I don't see her leaving right now. Not next season. Maybe I don't know, a few seasons down because she wants to be number one on the team, especially with the Aces. She wants to be the number one on that sheet.
They're not turning down the money though. She not turning down the money.
It depends. Like I said, she made it a point to say that when I saw an interview with her during the season that it was important for her to be a place where she could be more at the forefront. She wanted to be her team. You're not going to get that on every team.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, not every team. So, I think Minnesota would be crazy to let Nafisa Collier go. They'll be that shit crazy to let that lady go. Let the woman go. I would not do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of free agents.
Eagles brother. Hey, glad I got here just in time for the new CBA talks. Nasia, they need Spike Lee to produce some commercials featuring Asia Wilson like they did with Penny Hardaway and MJ.
That's interesting.
So what do y'all think in terms of, okay, so the deal is signed, no lockout, woohoo. So what do you want to see what would you like to see this upcoming season, Brother D, in WNBA?
Well, I would really like to see the one thing that I would like to see, I've never seen in sports before, is for sometimes for the ladies to start to band together and start to and make a united front against people who trash them like the whole league did for Caitlin. The ladies need to really stand together because we know that the LGBTQ community is there. We also know historically Black people have been dragged from one side of this country to the next and across the ocean. So they need to stand up now and say, hey, look, we have to be one in this area. If we're not one in this area, we're gonna lose out on everything. And so what they do is they're trying to make everyone an island, and they say, "Oh, you guys just did. I got my deal, so I really don't have to stand up." That's why you always see people say, "Well, is $200,000 enough?" Of course, it's not enough for certain for players. But what happens is they always throw things like, "Hey, well, you can get an endorsement deal." But listen, are you marketing enough for me to get an endorsement deal? Are you pushing me to get endorsement deals? No. So when we see that, we know that the league is not really for the players; they're really for themselves. So in that case, that's why the women have to band together. So you have to grow as a collective. Because if not, I don't care how mad I am at you, we got to get that money, and you have to stand together with it. So that's what I think about that.
So in a nutshell, what you want to see is them band together more overall. Players.
Band together. Just for like this thing. Look at it like this. Just like I'm not going to really get into like morally because basically we all have different things that we.
I'm just asking. I'm just picking up on what you said. You want to see them stand together more, be more united.
Yeah. Just overall, just be more united because this is why they're in this whole predicament right now. This is why Caitlin is already MVP because everything is divided and they know it's divided. and that's how they always play people. And I keep saying, I'm saying it like Acho. Stupid games get stupid prizes, and sometimes even though they're together, sometimes you're still acting stupid in the midst of a quote unquote victory that they have. Yeah.
Eagles brother, is there any details of this new deal of them getting a retirement pension or on the housing agreement? I was just talking about that. I guess you probably came a little bit later. This is just like an outline right now. They haven't released. It hasn't actually been signed yet. This is a verbal agreement that they made, y'all. But they're very, very clear. This has been a verbal agreement. Nothing has been signed on a dotted line just yet. So looks like it's gonna go through, but as of right now, I guess if it ain't signed, I guess technically it's not done.
Yeah. They only released the main points.
But they haven't released. There's a lot of points that are missing from this for me. But no, they haven't released anything about the retirement pension. Also, maternity leave was something else that they were talking about as well. Nothing about housing. I want to know what the rookies are gonna make. Are they still gonna come with 76,000, or they're gonna go to 80 or 90 or something? Those I'm curious about that as well. So maybe we'll see in the days to come. But right now, this is just what you see right here on the screen. Eagles brother is what they've released to the public right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the rookies' contract is going to change because they was fighting for it for Caitlin and Angel Reese. I remember old girl's sister from ESPN.
They're not rookies no more. They're going to take third year.
I mean the rookie contract.
And I mean, those are the two that we don't even really need it. It's like,
they need to get it because they have 75% to me the reason it's happening.
They have so many endorsements, other things going on. Like that 76, 80,000, 90,000 is like they make way more without it anyway. Yeah, I don't believe any rookie's gonna come in and make 300K. I don't think that for the rookies. I don't think so. We're gonna see, like I said.
I believe that that was one of their main points, that the rookies' contracts need to change.
Of course, change, yes, but 76 to 300K. I don't think they're gonna go. They're gonna go 300K. Now I could be wrong. They haven't released it yet, but I don't think they're gonna go have that kind of jump.
It's finna jump.
Well, it's really not.
I said it's going to jump. I said I don't think it's gonna jump from 76 to 300K. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be 76,000, but I think it's gonna go from that to 300K for a rookie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that they it's really not that far off, and just for sake, so people can know business terms and business, how things work in business. For years when a company says like we're bankrupt, well, that's based on a company makes a projection. We want to make $100 million this year, and if they say we made 98. That people say, well, they didn't make their mark. They're going under. Like, no, that just means that they didn't make their mark. It doesn't mean that they didn't make money. So sometimes when we hear things, in our minds we think like, y'all not making the league any money. They're making money. They didn't make their projection. Anybody who gets bonuses understand that. So moving a little bit forward with that. Now I look at this with these, they're saying, well, this 300,000. Companies has this, they have a way of always painting you a certain way. And this is why I mean that's why they have to stand together. They will always paint you a certain way and say, well, look, you fall into this little gray box. So yeah, I agree with you, guys. You're not going to get that 300K. Why? Because, well, you came with your shoes untied one day, and one day, you was scratching under your underarm, and it's really a league of bad look. And they'll say it in such a way where you'll believe it. Like I'm telling you, man, if you just do better, they'll see. You haven't walked in the office. This is why you'll never know. Listen to people a little bit older, like me. I'm 58. I'm telling you, they in for the fix, and they don't understand it yet. But anyway, go ahead, giddy up.
I was gonna say, in response, also just to add on to what Eagles brother was saying, the 300K. I wonder if that also includes, like in the NBA, you get incentives. When you get to the playoffs, you get a extra, million or two, whatever it is, or if you lead your team in points, you get All-Star. You get certain awards. I wonder if those are also Rookie of the Year. If those things, if those are the incentives that also will give them a chance to make that extra money. Because some contracts have where something's just guaranteed. I wonder if they also have any guaranteed money. Any of the players. I'm not expecting the rookies to have guaranteed money, but I wonder if like some of the vets they will have something included in their contracts going forward. in terms of guaranteed money. So I really want to know like what the whole entire breakdown is. I'll be
I
glad
would
when they
think,
release
Okay.
it.
Okay. Why would you think just like off the top of your head, you're saying basically you don't know if they're going to get that, you don't know how it's going to break down from like will they really get those finances? What do you mean by that when you say that?
I was just saying, sometimes, like for example, in the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, such and such got signed to a new deal with the Eagles,
Yeah.
worth up to 40 million, like he might get 10 million guaranteed,
Mm-hmm.
but he'll get an extra 10 million, if, he leads the league in touchdowns or,
Correct.
if the team gets to the playoffs, that kind of thing.
incentives,
So I wonder
incentives.
if,
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if the 300K they're talking about, as a minimum, are they
Mm-hmm.
giving them that outright, or does it have to be earned for them to get to that amount? Like
Well,
some situations, and some contracts are like that. Because right
yeah,
now, like I said, it's very vague. Like they're not really giving
yeah.
specifics and the
Well,
details of everything.
Well, whenever you see a band number, this is a band. They said, up to, is always then it's always contingency based. Banding, just for analogy's sake, those in the chat, banding came
Hmm.
out years ago. I think you guys was in Pampers, and they said, hey, they changed salaries, and they said, hey, you can make between 30,000 and 100. And everybody
Hmm.
was like, wow, I can make 100 grand. I said, you'll be 200 years old when you hit that 100 grand, when you hit that
Hmm.
100 grand. And that's how they fool people. They start to dupe people with these numbers. So the same thing
Hmm.
is going to apply here. America doesn't do anything differently. They just wait for the next generation to believe it. And so it's like, y'all believe it. And so they quiet everybody down and they propel the next one and go, hey, look how great everything is. We're bringing you guys in. You're new. You're making
Hmm.
more than the people before you. But really,
Hmm.
they still, you know what I mean? They still have Vaseline and they still have handcuffs on your ankles and on your wrist. Handcuffs to your ankle to your wrist. That's my joke up. But nevertheless, we have to
Hmm.
understand and have somebody. That's what you have to have, the older and the younger, and they have to amalgamate. And I'm not talking about the president. She's not old enough yet. She's not old enough yet. She haven't been burned enough yet. Because I can tell by the way she talks. When you've been burned enough, go get somebody who's been burned. Let them be your guide. And I guarantee you things will look a little bit more smoother.
Going back to some of the comments, Bruce said, I think Unrivaled is in trouble. I am not wishing their demise, but they're going to be in trouble. I think WNBA and Unrivaled should work together. I don't see Unrivaled being in trouble at all. Unrivaled,
Me,
no, their first season, no, they kind of just broke even. This past season, like they made that back and then some. Like they're moving. They went from not really having a crowd the first season to kind of having a sold out crowd. The second season, they're moving in the right direction, moving really, really well. So, and they have a lot of
yeah,
great investors, a lot of backing. I don't think they're gonna. I don't see a demise at all, honestly speaking.
yeah, players want money, so that's basically free money to them. I'm getting in Unrivaled.
Mm. I'm about to win y'all an Emmy, but go ahead, guys.
New York Liberty players can still live nicely in Philly and take a morning Amtrak at 34th Street. No one's doing that. Going to Philly is at least what 3 hours? What 2.5? If you get like an express train, it's like a whole bunch of stops. Nobody wants to do that every single day. When you go home, come back for practice
Yeah.
and whatnot, and they really shouldn't have to. Like, come on.
But see,
Give,
I'm sorry.
give them a little bit. No, you're fine. I'm just going through some of these comments.
Mm-hmm.
Nasir said it should be base salary. Thomas, what's up? Tomas, MVP.
What's happening with
But
you?
going back to
Hold
what
on, hold on. Let me finish with the comments because they were kind of piling up.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles brother, I hope these tickets stay within the family because my family loves going to the games.
These tickets going up. You need to grab them ASAP.
If more players get hurt like Aaliyah Boston, Ralph will definitely be an if. Well, she got hurt during the season, and they only have about I think 40 players in total. There's a lot more that really could play, and you got to also factor in now the AZ Fuds coming out, of college, and Lauren Betts and so on and so forth. Flage possibly, so those are also spots that are going to be taken up as well. So they're going to be able to still keep moving, even if she
Yeah,
can't play.
they paying them players $200,000. They not turning that down.
Everybody can't get a ticket to the dance, but they'll be all right though. OG, what's up with the MVP? That's Tomas asking you, brother D.
White
And the last
supremacy.
comment, And the last comment from T3 and D. Wilt Chamberlain drove from Philly to New York every day. You know, that's great for Wilt Chamberlain. That was so long ago. Like, like no one's trying to do that every day. But I get your point.
Everything evolved.
T3 and D said Juju Watkins, Olivia Graves, Hannah Hidalgo. Hannah's so small to me. I honestly really wonder how her size is gonna impact her game at the next level.
How tall is she?
Hannah got to be, I think 5'7", 5'8". Yeah, she's on the small side. She's also small, like frame wise too. I'm thinking about Haley Van Lith, who I thought was really like she
I
was
was
good
just
in
thinking about
college.
that.
And then you look at her, and also could be because she was a Chicago Sky. I didn't really, do too much in terms of developing her, but I was like, man, it didn't really translate the first season. Maybe next season will be better for her, but that's just been one thing I think about with Hannah. But she's a little firecracker though. I like her.
But let me say this in regards to Hannah. Since we always using the NBA as the barometer, we've seen time and time again different guards come in. We've seen Muggsy Bogues come in. We've seen even Spud. He was very small. I just think it has to do with your toughness, because if you have that heart and that grit, she'll do what's necessary. But if she doesn't, well, it'll be what you guys said.
I mean, everybody know the physicality. The ladies are rough. Okay, like they're more rough than the guys. If you ask me, I've been saying that. So and Hannah's a firecracker though. She's not gonna be one that she's like to lay down and just take it.
That's my point.
But at the same time, they're not gonna just watch her just score. Real talk. So she's gonna have to, I don't know, get in that gym. Real talk. She's really on the smaller side. I think it will impact her for a little bit. All WNBA players should thank CC for the money. No one's going to be thanking her for all the money. Stop it.
Well,
add Angel Reese to that list.
LOL. Asia Wilson as well. Add her to the list. And have plenty of company each way. LOL. Can Audie Crook get her shot of WNBA in the post?
Probably not.
And then Dawn Staley was small. Yeah, but Dawn Staley's is a different breed also. You know what I mean? Like she's, Hannah and
Philly.
And
she's
not
Philly.
just that. I'm not just talking about being Philly. Dawn Staley and Hannah are both small. That's not what I'm talking about though. That's not what I'm talking about. It's what you're talking about.
I'm sorry.
You finished my sentence. Thank you. So what I'm saying about Dawn and Hannah, yes, they're both short. But Dawn Staley to me, she's a little bit more rough around the edges than Hannah is. Hannah's not really rough around the edges. She's not. But like I said, she's a firecracker though. You see her, do what she does in college. It's not gonna be like that in WNBA. These ladies alone, they don't really have as much. They have less roster spots. They're not trying to let nobody come up in there and take their spot. They're knocking them on their ass, like real talk. Who's this? I can't pronounce the name. Bergenrose?
Of the WNBA revenue.
You reading it? You want to read it? Go ahead.
I just read it. Do you remember CC was responsible for 25% of the WNBA revenue? Yeah, we remember.
Please handle it. Y'all please handle that. Please.
But the thing is, y'all, they weren't really getting the money. That was the whole point they were talking about. That was something that Sophie Cunningham brought up in terms of revenue sharing. The WNBA was getting everything. They weren't really giving it to the players the way they should be. So that's a part of the problem. And also, you guys got to remember. You guys also got to remember, Caitlin Clark didn't play a lot second year. She was hurt.
Caitlin Clark got popular because of Angel Reese. Angel Reese, it's like a domino effect. If it wasn't for Angel Reese, all this stuff would never happen.
So
I think they made each other.
In my opinion.
I think they made each other popular, if I'm being honest, because that game where Angel Reese was in her face with the whole "you can't see me," that little moment completely blew through the stratosphere for both of them. I think they both helped each other. Right now. I think they both helped each other when it came with that, because I didn't really hear of Caitlin Clark before that. I knew a little bit about Angel Reese, but obviously with that happening for both of them, I kind of put them both in a different light, and it kind of will push even further out all the conversations that were had about it and all these different things.
Mhm.
What you gonna say, Brother D?
Yeah, I keep telling you I'm old, man. My thoughts be like this, but they come and go.
You was going to say something about Angel Reese responding to the old boy comment.
I was trying to dig into the 25%. I ain't gonna lie to you, my thoughts go, but go ahead. I'll catch up. I really with my mind. That's how I don't know.
Kim Morgan should coach the 76. Oh, I don't really. LSU my team, but I don't really like Kim Morgan as a coach. But that's another topic for another day.
Going back to the comments above that. Man, come back to reality, man. CC got them all the money. Y'all gotta remember, CC didn't play a lot this second season. People were still at the games. People still came to the playoff games. You know, Liberty still had a sold out crowd. I'm here in New York. I'll tell you that myself. You know what I mean? Like, I was out there in front of Barclay. They had a very nice crowd. She didn't play an Unrivaled. They had a very nice crowd. So they're not only there just for her, y'all. If that was the case, it would have been empty crowds throughout the rest of the year when she stopped playing. I'm interested to see more of the CBA details of CBA when it comes to roster spots. Me too. I said the same thing. I really hope they added more spots. I concur with you. Bruce said, facts straight. No one was on Clark like that. By the way, what happened to her shoe? Nothing happened to her shoe. Every time a shoe comes out, she hasn't had as many shoes come out as Angel. But when her shoe comes out, it sells out like hotcakes.
Her official shoe hasn't come out. It's just gonna come out this season, most likely.
Yeah, they're kind of taking their time with that. If I'm being honest, they should drop like about 5, 6, 7 shoes for her already. They missed out on money because some folks definitely buy her shoes.
T3
I need to see. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't finna read. I was just saying his name. I was finna say something responding to that. Go ahead.
I need to see the Kim Mulkey highlights again when she won a championship as a player. She was hooping.
I went to the Louisiana Tech, same school she went to. That's what I was finna say.
AOG, I'm black. I didn't know about Angel until she got to the W, and they talk about racism. That's when I noticed Angel. Okay, well, I mean that might be true for you.
So you didn't notice. So he said he didn't notice Angel until when? And I didn't notice Angel until they got to the W. So I'm assuming that you noticed Caitlin then, right? So let's just go with it. I'm assuming that's what you're saying, Uncle Thomas. So when I hear you say that, so remember when they were in college, and so you seen when Caitlin kept doing a hand gesture for months, and everybody thought it was great, and white folks would just have Caitlin on their shirt, and everybody was running around, everybody was happy. So if you've seen that, right, you're telling me what, you didn't see the championship game, you followed all that, but you didn't see the championship game when she lost? I'm just trying to find out where you at.
And they broke the record.
I'll wait for him to respond. Give him some time to respond to that. Bruce said, I like Clark, but I have so many things I can say to destroy those Clark fans. It is annoying. The slobbering is crazy. Oh my. Reed, what's up, Reed? WBA does need 15. I agree. They do need more roster spots. I hope they did get it. If not for this coming season, maybe for the next season, hopefully. But it's definitely needed. A lot of talent coming out of college, man. Don't want to miss out. And Juju's coming. I didn't know Angel at Maryland, but once she got to LSU, I didn't really follow Maryland either. If I'm being clear honest.
Angel went viral for blocking somebody's shot with her shoes off. And that's when everybody started watching her. This way before the Caitlin Clark stuff. She already had like 1 million, 2 million followers, probably 1 million.
She's definitely popular. She was more popular. She still is, I think, in terms of social media. I didn't know about that though. For me either.
That's when I found out about her. And then I watched LSU. Then I started watching the rest of all the games after that point.
When did you start watching Angel, Brother D?
Oh, I started watching Angel. That was her That was her junior year. Because I always see, I was watching for a year on IG because I would see her because I like fashion. My wife and I, we watch fashion a lot, and when we were talking about Angel, I loved her because she had her and her boyfriend would be on IG a lot, and we watched her. But yeah, so basically that's when we ran into her. Don't let that comment go by where he said yes. He was, and remember,
there's so much that's happened since I'm what you talking
he was
about.
responding yes that he
Okay,
only.
hold on. Real quick, Thomas, for clarity. So you said you didn't see Angel Reese in college. You only saw Caitlin Clark in college, and you didn't see Angel until she got to W. Am I understanding you correctly?
Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying.
Bruce said Uncle Thomas, LOL. Thomas, I just saw the game and I was upset because CC lost, and I just leave it at that.
So you had just started getting. Oh, go ahead. So you just saw. So I'm just trying to find out now. So he said, I just saw the game. So how do you just see the game, dog? I just saw, I saw the game, but you have no recollection of who she was. So when America was on fire over the fact that this young beautiful black princess was going like this, you have no recollection of that. You were just like, yo, dog. You turned on the WNBA and you said, hey, who's this girl in Chicago? Is that what we're saying? You listen. You only follow Kate, but you decided to look at Chicago. Is that what you're saying? See, this is why your takes be trash, dog, because you're lying. And this is why So just put it in there, and if you give us an apology, it'll be cool. If not, I'm gonna drag you.
T3&D. I saw CC and Paige AAU game on YouTube like 2018, 2019. Okay. Eagles brother. I knew Angel when she was at Maryland. I did not. T3&D, and then CC player a team in Chicago suburb, who was a national ranked Bennett Academy, and in 2019. Okay.
Oh my God.
Tomas, you talk about basketball and you say fashion, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. Listen, bro, I got 4 sisters, man. My sisters helped my mom and pick me up. I have no problem with it because 32 years of marriage, dude. So it's swinging, right? So, but let me ask you something, young man. Let me ask you where you at with yours, baby. Because if you want to start to try to throw a little subliminal, like I throw little darts and everything. Let me ask you where yours at, man. You know what I mean? So when you scratch yourself, what do you smell in your hand? Just tell me. Put it in the chat. Anybody stroking know what I'm talking about. Go ahead, guys.
I got the free agency list up too. I've been headed up. If you want to see who is the free agents, it look like it's everybody.
Read this last comment.
If he wasn't that good.
Dang, and it begins. If she wasn't that good, so she was like other players to me.
Wrong adjective, baby. If she wasn't that talented.
Angel would have been like Tina Thompson. All right, now I'm going to this.
She's gonna be better than her.
We'll see. Her career has continue on.
Let me go. You can't see everybody. I'll just scroll down slowly. Let's start at the top because they don't have like the top ones in order. Okay, so Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run it down real quick. Lindsay Allen, Rebecca Allen. These all free agents. Yvonne Anderson. I don't know who that is. Of course, I know Ariel Trash Atkins. Man, I'm gonna just skip the people I don't know. Rachel Banner.
Just read it.
Okay. Monique Billings, DeWanna Bonner, Crystal Bradford, Jalen Brown, Kennedy Burke, Jordan Cannon, Emma Cannon, Bridget Carleton, Dejanay Carrington, Kayla Charles, Tina Charles, Alicia Clark. That's a good one. Natasha Cloud. I wouldn't pick her. Nia Coffey, Nafisa Collier. She one of the big ones. Sydney Colson. I like her as a role player. Kalia Copper. I wouldn't pick her. Sophie Cunningham. You know I wouldn't pick her. The Mary's Duchess. Don't know who that is. I think I know who Marquisha Davis is. Carriata Diaby, whatever that is. Skylar Diggins, Stephanie Dawson, Dana Evans, Timi Fegabile. I don't know. Alicia Gray. Don't laugh at me pronouncing these names. Chelsea Gray, Brittany Griner, Megan Gustafson, Brittany Hill, Dearica Hamby, Taisha Harris, Isabel Harris, and Bria Hartley, Tiffany Hayes. Tiffany Hayes, I like her, but she be flopping a lot. Natisha Heidemann, Maisha Hines Allen, Joanna Holmes. They got people that not everybody is a free agent. Natasha Howard, Sabrina, Ionesco, Mariah Jefferson.
Get out.
Brianna Jones, Jonquel Jones, she daily at 3-point line. Layada King, Elizabeth Kitley, Kyra Lambert, Kyra Linskins, Jewel Lloyd, Marina Mabry, Izzy McBagor, Kayla McBride. Oh, this is a long list. I ain't finna read all this. Megan McConnell, Tiara McConnell, Aaron. They should have had them orders from the top.
25% in, man. Look where you
I know. I looked at the right. I was like, I'm not finna read all this. Kelsey Mitchell, Tiffany Mitchell, Kia Nurse, Enrique, Anika, Amy. Yeah, they playing for this. Michaela Onyenware, Cheyenne Parker, Robin Shea, AJ Kelsey Plum, Ariel Powers, Alexis Prince, Mercedes Russell, Satu Sabal. It's basically everybody because this is what they playing for. Carly Samuelson, Katie Lou, Odyssey Sims. I'm skipping people. Me, Azura Stevens, Brianna Stewart, Kia Stokes, Brittany Sykes, Elisa Thomas, Kayla Thornton, Brianna Turner, Courtney Vance. Courtney Vandersloot need to go to the retirement agency. Shatora Walker Kimbrough, Erica Wheeler, Sammy Whitcomb. Okay. Kristen Williams. These are unrestricted ones. Courtney Williams, Elizabeth Williams, Gabby Williams, Asia Wilson, and Jackie Young. So those are the unrestricted. So I ain't gonna really go over these, but here's the restricted ones. Shakira Austin, noticeable name, Veronica Burton. She'll get a role player, I believe. I maybe get
it's like the league starting over again. You know what I mean? It seems like it's gonna be like I mean, because like who's really left? I mean, it just really seems crazy.
No, Lisa Smith is an unrestricted. Yeah, so they playing for this, which is gonna be chaotic this year. This probably gonna be the biggest free agency ever, and they ain't got enough money to pay everybody. So people gonna be leaving some teams.
And this is why Unrivaled will survive. Unrivaled is not going anywhere, you know, and Unrivaled is based off of, it's not like a regular business. These people invested the money and they knew like, look, it's going to take a while for us to make money. You know what I mean? So basically the mindset and the business scheme is different than a regular business. I'm so sorry for cutting you off, Trey. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't fit to say nothing. I was just agreeing.
Closing thoughts. We got out of here.
Chat, y'all got questions? Let them loose before we step out.
Brother D, closing thoughts.
Yeah. Can you see me? No, but no, I just really want to say, you know, just to let you guys know, we all have things that we're passionate about, we love and everything. I'm passionate about human beings. So sometimes when I come off, I'm gonna come off a little hard. And I'm talking about the WNBA. And there's nights that things that happen in basketball. I see my daughter play. She quit like year one and everything. I used to run ball up till I was like 27 years old. Dislocated my arm 4 times, so I stopped. So, but the thing is this: if I don't bring all of me to what I'm doing for these young ladies. And if I don't stand up for them, because, you know, I don't see a difference between the little girl who lived next door to me and the girls on the court. There's no difference. We sometimes try to think like that, but there isn't. So it's my job as a male as a male and as a citizen in this country to what? To stand up for what's right.
Mm-hmm.
To always be a voice. And if I can't do that, then to me, Daryl, I'm not worth my weight. I want my community to feel safe. I want my family to feel safe. I want to feel safe. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't come with trepidation, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't come without cost. But and I do, sometimes, okay, it's banter. Sometimes, we're playing around. I'm really like walking in character sometimes. But the truth of the matter is, if you want to know the truth, I'll tell you the truth. I'm gonna give it to you. But you'll appreciate me in the long run. But if not, you know what I mean, you'll always fall for the trash and the propaganda that's out here. I think this is a great show. I love both of these cats. Kai, Kai's is my sis, and I just want to put that out there, that disclaimer out there. Okay. Thanks, y'all.
It's a comment for you if you want to address that. Are you good? Brother,
Oh,
you saw the comment. Are you good?
OG, stop looking at the game by color and enjoy it, and you'll see how good CC is. I'll answer your question. I know how good CC is. The problem is that it's not the fact that she's not good. It's the fact that you want us to believe that not winning, not playing defense, having poor lateral movement, being weak, not improving your game since you were in your sophomore year in college. You want me to believe that all the hard work that all the other girls are doing and build themselves off from their wigs falling off, from them getting their teeth knocked out and having to play overseas and getting locked up over there when they was over there. You want me to take all of that and say equivalent, but it's not. That's where you need to grow up. And I'm gonna leave it as that because I'm gonna be nice.
Thank you, guys.
I'm bad, ain't I, y'all? I can handle it.
Reed at Thomas, tell us who his favorite women's basketball player was before CC. Brother believes is passionate. Dre is Switzerland, and Kaj is Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama wished she looked like Kaj.
I just be cool, and I was a little sleepy today, but I still showed up.
All right, y'all. I don't really have any. I don't really have any closing remarks. Other than honestly, in terms of this, these negotiations, I really would like to see what the full deal was. I want to know what the specifics are, the details are, like in terms of the housing and incentives. Maternity leave, roster spots. I want to know all those things. If they were included, revenue sharing, if it changed enough, or if it's kind of still the same. So. Reed, last question before we get out of here. Who was best lady player y'all saw from New York City?
Kaja, you have to answer that. I don't know who from New York.
I wasn't always watching women's basketball. So
you have to name.
I'm gonna let Brother D answer this question.
Everyone but Caitlin Clark.
No, seriously, like who was like a really good player from New York that played basketball?
No, who from New York origin or played for New York? I'm gonna say played for because I don't know a lot of their origin.
You said y'all saw from New York, like Doris Burke. He just put in the chat. Mi amor.
Oh, don't get me started on her commentating.
Like Doris Burke or Nancy Lieberman.
I don't like any of those names. Who you got? Oh, Shamika. I would go with Holslaw. That's who I would go with.
I thought he was playing with that last name. I was like, who? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, who's that?
Yeah, Shamika. Mika was the bomb. Yep.
Oh, that's Shamika. I know what that was.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Ooh. I can tell she black from that name. She black, right?
What I've called. Yes,
Shamika Holslaw. Oh my goodness. I know that was. I can imagine she got teased growing up, man. That is funny.
Shamika. That's Meek. That's how we say it. Meek. You know what I mean?
She should look up Three Meeks at Tennessee. Maya Moore. Thomas said.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah. Thanks, Unc.
Brianna Stewart is from New York. She's from
Shamika was Lady
North
Jordan.
Syracuse, New York.
She's from North Syracuse or Syracuse. I love the accents. I love your accent. I love Nadi's accent too. His country fire accent. Y'all both have like southern accents. It's just different. You know what I mean? Yours is more like his is more like ATL shouty kind of like vibe. Yours is on a laid back chill side.
Yeah, I'm
on a laid back reserve side.
I be chilling.
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much, everybody who tuned in. Bruce, thank you for being the first official caller. Bruce called in. If y'all missed it earlier, we got to hear Bruce's voice for the first time. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Bruce
for tuning in. Shout out to Thomas, Reed, my guy Nasir, Eagles brother, T3 and D. Anybody else I'm missing? I don't think so. I don't think I miss anybody else. If I am, please forgive me. I appreciate you all for jumping in and commenting and keeping the conversation going. Appreciate you as always. I look forward to seeing you all on the chat sometime soon. All right, you guys. Have a great night. Be good. Be safe. Be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Go with God and lead with love.